Hi everyone, this is Natalie. I'm back with my first official video. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you everybody who watched my video, commented, and liked my video. I'm overwhelmed with gratitude for your support and me sharing my message. So today I want to share with you 5 ways that you can help regain that pink cloud of early recovery. And for those of you not in recovery, I'll just explain what that means in case you don't know. The pink cloud is a phenomenon. When I first got sober, my life was awful, and that's what led me into the 12-step program to get sober. And once my life got a little bit back on track, after 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, I really started feeling amazing. It was like I was lighting up to life for the first time. I talked about it in my first video, the introduction video, so please watch that if you haven't already for clarification. So I am here to tell you about 5 ways you can achieve that if you've lost it in your later recovery, or if you're just somebody that wants some ways to change and get happy again in their life. So the first step that I would recommend that I have done is to create a vision for yourself, for your future. What is your, if you think about yourself, if you think about being on your deathbed, if you think about you and your highest possibility, you in you doing the most good, making the most difference in the world, get a real feeling for that person if you don't already have that. A lot of people have never even thought about that before, and I know I hadn't until I was shown this technique. And so I had to have something to work towards. I have to have something to inspire me, because if I have nothing in the future, I just keep reliving the past. I keep bringing my past forward. So creating a vision for what I want my life to be and how I want to be in my life is just imperative. So I would suggest writing about it, writing down what you want your ideal life to look like. If you could rub a magic lantern and have that life, what would it be? And so that would be the first step. And I'll go into these a lot more in later videos, but I'm just giving a quick overview right now. And so let me just look at my notes here. Step 2 is creating a new hobby or changing up your routine. Whenever people live in the same life day after day, the same routine, driving the same way to work, having the same job, in the same relationship, coming home at the same time, having the same dinner at the same table, there's no new energy created there for new experiences to happen. It's getting stuck in a rut. And I know for me and myself, and whenever I was really depressed and struggling with other addictions in my later sobriety, that was what my life was. My life was very small. It was very compact. When I did go to meetings, I would go to the same ones, see the same people, go to the same grocery store. You get the idea. So in order to bring new life into my life, I had to get a new hobby, change up my routine. I've started writing. I got goats. I had a huge goat, probably addiction, not hobby, but I had my goats, and that was something new that I brought to my life. And also just, if it's too overwhelming to think about a new task that's, a new hobby, something new to learn, even just changing up the routine, going to a different store in a different part of town, going to a different, if you still are in 12-step programs, going to a different meeting, just something outside of the routine. Because what happens when you change your energy in the day and do something unknown, and it brings new life to you, even if it doesn't feel like much, and you might be thinking, well, I don't feel any different, this isn't doing anything. There's things that are happening on other levels that you can't see. So you don't know how that one small step makes a ripple of change. And I know that it does, and it has for me. And then I feel good, and it helps. It's a place to start. So if you're starting from nothing, any change at all is a good change. So that's step 2. And step 3 is meditation, my favorite thing. And not just a particular meditation, not just a generally meditating in like an awareness meditation of your body in the present moment. It's good to start with that for a couple minutes, but I have found it very powerful for me to go into a gratitude meditation. And the way that I get into that gratitude is, and I would suggest for you, once you have your vision for yourself and your future and your amazing life, you're coming into your meditation, taking a few minutes to be present and centered, and then bring up the images of the life that you desire. And spend some time in your mind like a kid, imagining how it's going to feel. What is your life going to look like? What amazing job, relationship, material things, places you'll go, things you do, what freedom you'll have. And you can focus on the details of it, but after you get that in your mind, really become the embodiment of the person who is in that life now. So as you're sitting there in your meditation, feeling how it feels to have already succeeded and already have those things, and just feel the excitement, the freedom, the joy to be alive, and just being in that vision. And then go into a state of gratitude for being thankful that it's already happened. Because in the quantum field, if you know anything about that, which that is something that I totally believe in, and that I will be talking about and teaching you more about, but all possibilities exist, and also there is no time. So because of that because you can imagine it is a possibility in the quantum field, and it has already happened. So it's the truth. It has already happened. So to be able to be in gratitude for that, and to be the embodiment of that person right now, that's the miracle and the magic. And whenever you feel that gratitude, that deep gratitude for being in your highest self, and your dreams are coming true, you will energetically bring those things to you. But you can't just do it once. This is a practice. And the more you practice bringing your body and mind into that state of being, the more and faster you will draw new and unusual and amazing events to your life and embody that. So, and then if that's a little too much for you right now, I know for me, I had a lot of problems with self-worth, not feeling worthy, not feeling like I deserved good things. A very powerful practice for me in my meditation was compassion, doing compassion meditation, so what you do is just you get centered, and maybe you can do this before the vision and the gratitude, but you breathe in compassion for yourself very slowly and in a lot of presence, just breathing in deeply, a feeling of compassion for yourself and love, knowing that you're doing the best you can where you are in this moment right now in your life. And for me, whenever I started experiencing that, it was like something I'd never felt before, because I hadn't. I hated myself. I had a lot of problems with self-hatred, self-loathing, feeling defective, feeling unworthy, just all of that baggage that I know a lot of people probably have experienced as well. So to actually turn inward, and instead of having the normal feelings of hatred and self-loathing, I was able to breathe in just a feeling of compassion and love, and knowing that I'm doing the best I can and giving myself a break, and breathing that into my heart. And then on the exhale, also breathing it out, and breathing it out to the world, You can breathe out compassion to another person in your life that you love, or maybe that you're having a resentment or a struggle with. But first, it's important just to breathe in compassion for yourself. So we'll leave that at that. The next step is to pay attention to your thinking. And this is the one that I've been in self-help for half my life. And I never gave my thoughts the respect and attention that they deserved. I'd always hear, oh, change your thoughts. Okay, yeah, whatever. That's too vague, and it's too overwhelming, and it's too complicated, and I can't do it. I just thought my brain had power over me, and that I could not pick out my thoughts. So I just thought, screw the whole thing. So I don't even want to do that. But I have now found that is the most important thing. All change starts with thinking. And I'd gone through my life thinking that I can't change my mind. I can't change my thinking. I just am going to let my brain string me along and think whatever it wants. And I just believe everything it tells me. And it's not true. It's not necessary. And I have the power over my thinking. And to become aware of especially negative thoughts, because what happens is it becomes a subconscious program that's below the surface, so it's just running 24/7 because it's so ingrained, so many years of it. That's why it's so difficult to pull out those individual thoughts of like, oh, well, I don't feel good about myself in this situation. I can't even pick out the thought. It's like, oh, I feel bad. So for me, I found whenever I am triggered by an event or something outside of myself, and I start spiraling down, if I write down my thoughts or even speak them into, my phone as a note or voice memo or something, bringing an identity to those thoughts has really been very clarifying for me. And then it's not to focus on the negative, it's so I can step back and separate myself from it and say, I am not those thoughts. So that is really important. And the last one is getting out of myself, which, coming from a background in AA, the 12th step, it's all about helping others. But I found, most of the whole time I was in AA, I was never really a sponsor because I was too self-absorbed and selfish in my own problems and drowning in my own issues. I had nothing to give anyone. So even if I did get somebody to sponsor for a while, I didn't really want to do it. I was doing it out of obligation, and I didn't want to keep them, so I put in the bare minimum effort. And that's horrible to say, but I just share it because I know I'm not the only one, and I'm not that person now. So I have wisdom about it and know that that's not me. But as far as helping others goes, I now have a well of giving to give from. And but even if you don't, I'm not saying like giving back in the traditional way of 12-step work, like stepping outside, like volunteering at an organization once a month, once a week. That also brings in a new experience into your life. And also another unique way to do it is to think about people in your life and think about how can you help them achieve their goals. Like if you have friends that are working on growing a business or doing a startup or they're in school, helping others in supporting them in achieving their goals will help them, of course, but it will also help you. So that is powerful for me, and I'm in the process of doing that now, and it just makes me feel good. So I'll expand on all these topics in later videos, and I really appreciate you watching, and stay tuned for more. Have a great day.